Charlie Crist talks to the LGBTQ plus community on upcoming Florida Governor Showdown against Ron DeSantis. Finally, tonight we have one more important story, and it's a story that affects LGBTQ lives in Florida. Florida has become ground zero over conservative actions against the LGBTQ plus community, including trans rights, schools and book bans over LGBTQ content, Our Children and Don't Say Gay, the Woke Act to allow parents to sue schools and teachers if their child is uncomfortable discussing gay pride or LGBTQ history, even facts over Pulse. This week, the author of Don't Say Gay and the Don't Say Gay bill tried to add an amendment that would have schools forcibly out LGBTQ children to their parents, even if it would destroy the child. So the November governor's race is incredibly important to the gay community. And tonight, we bring you an interview with former Republican Florida governor and now Democratic candidate, Congressman Charlie Crist. He spoke at the Florida LGBTQ plus Democratic Caucus called Turn It Up, Turn It Out. And he spoke before the largest gathering of LGBTQ political advocates this year in St. Petersburg, and then walked to our pop-up studio for my interview. We explore how he feels about Florida gaining national and international attention for the actions we are watching toward the LGBTQ plus community. Spoiler alert, part of his answer includes very sharp words for a candidate for governor. You'll get to see my interview first, and then his powerful speech before the LGBTQ community. Florida Governor candidate Charlie Crist. Well, it's Al Ferguson with Queer News Tonight, and we are here at the Florida LGBTQ Democratic Caucus. And of course, this person needs no introduction, former governor of Florida, Charlie Crist, who is running for governor.
Yes, sir.
And we're very excited you've taken a couple of moments to talk to the LGBTQ community. Again, we appreciate how much effort you put in for LGBT. Let's talk about what's going on in Florida.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable what's going on in Florida. What do you think about where we're at?
Oh, well, I think we're being misled terribly. I think Governor DeSantis just doesn't understand, simple human dignity and treating others as you want to be treated yourself. And, they have this law, Don't Say Gay. It's just, I think it's horrific, and I think we can do better, and I know we deserve better.
Yeah. Congressman, we are in a pivotal time, and the LGBTQ community right now is kind of in a little bit of shell shock. I talked to you in the fall, and I don't think we really anticipated the attack that was going to come. We thought that moving beyond Donald Trump meant things were going to improve. We're here a year later, and things have actually gotten worse in the state of Florida. We report at Queer News Tonight that a fever in Florida is being exported all over the country, and it's really a fever of hate. From your seat and running for governor, what do you recommend to the LGBTQ community that should be done to help support and change this tide that we're watching?
It's a great question, Al, and I think it's really pretty simple. Just everybody needs to be engaged, to be involved, to make sure that all our friends are registered to vote, so that when November comes, we have the opportunity to really make a difference and make a change, and make Florida blue in 22.
You were governor of Florida, of course. We all remember those days. Your commitment to running for governor again, talking to the LGBTQ community, try to help explain to our community why you would make a great choice in the primary for Florida's governor.
Because I believe in a Florida for all. And when I say that, I mean for all people. And it seems like so much of today's Republican Party doesn't want to include all of us. And I think that's just wrong. And so I think we need a governor that has a heart, that has compassion, that has empathy and dignity. to all people in the Sunshine State. I tried to comport myself in that fashion when I was governor before. I certainly will do it again.
You know, we are talking so much at Queer News tonight about gaslighting. All of these hateful bills that we are covering in our news broadcast about book bans and don't make me feel uncomfortable in talking about our community, don't say gay, etc. We continue to try to challenge everybody that are bringing and defending these bills to give us examples that we can go into and evaluate what is happening in schools, etc. But we don't hear any concrete answers of where this is coming from. So if there isn't, why is this happening? Help us understand what it is that is trying to be accomplished in the time that we're watching now.
I can't explain what is unexplainable. I only know where my own heart is, and like yours, that we're good people. We try to treat everyone with civility and kindness and decency, and why other people don't want to do that is beyond my comprehension. I can't explain it.
Let me try to get you on the record. You are not running for president in 2024.
That is correct. Yes, I'm running for governor in 22.
All right. I'm not sure that.
It's a good question and a fair one. I get it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Where do you think this is going to, where it's going to end up? I know the LGBTQ community, we're sitting kind of in a bit of shell shock right now, and we're trying to get ourselves back together of going, we've got to stand up to this this incredible time that we're seeing. What would you say to the community in terms of helping bolster and encourage the LGBTQ community to come out and support in the way that they need to do?
Well, I would remain very hopeful. Most people are of good nature. Most people want to be kind to others and do unto others. I wear this yellow wristband, I don't know if you can see it or not, on my wrist every day, and it just says, practice the golden rule every day. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. It's a simple rule, but it's about respect, kindness, and decency. And so I would be hopeful. As I said, make sure all of our friends are registered to vote. Make sure we get out the vote this November. It's incredibly important. We need to turn, as I said, Florida blue in 22.
Congressman representing Florida and having been a former governor of Florida, I asked Senator Jones and Representative Smith today of the reporting that we are doing that Florida is really ground zero for this development of these kind of hateful things that we're seeing, and they're being exported to other places in the country. And really the entire country is watching Florida, internationally watching Florida, what's happening here. I asked them both the same question I'm curious your response to. How do you feel about the representation that Florida is getting nationally and internationally to propel these kind of messages that the whole world is hearing come out of Florida? What do you, as a Floridian for so long and representing, how do you feel about how Florida is being represented?
I'm embarrassed. I think it's such a shame that our governor seems to have this, fixation on being unkind toward gay people, not wanting to really help minorities, making it any easier for them to vote in our elections. Across the board, it's almost as if he goes to sleep one night and figures out what group can I go after tomorrow. And that isn't what we should have being beamed around the world about Florida. Florida's a wonderful place with good people, with good hearts. And that's the kind of leadership we deserve. Again, that's why I'm running for governor.
I want to ask you one final question, which I think is important for our entire LGBTQ community. With what you're watching, what we're watching going on in Tallahassee, we did a workshop today where we had conversation about what the hell is going on in Tallahassee, and you have been front and center of that previously, now in Washington. How do you stay optimistic, like your band that you're wearing? How do you stay hopeful with what we're watching, and what should the LGBTQ community take from how you're able to get up in the morning and say, okay, we're going to fight again today?
What gives me hope is being here tonight. being here at the LGBTQ Caucus, interviewing with you, Al, and the great work that you do to get the word out about how important it is to never give up hope, to always hold fast to that. It's important that all of us, I think, have that kind of attitude in life, because when we have hope, it spreads to others, and that's what we need now more than ever.
Well, thank you for the time. We really appreciate you coming to the Florida LGBTQ Democratic Caucus and focusing some of your valuable time on our LGBTQ community.
Well, thank you
for doing it.
Thank you for what you do and getting the good word out to so many great people.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congressman Charlie Crist.
Pleasure. Our next speaker is a St. Pete native who is a proud St. Pete Green Devil graduate and a former quarterback of the high school football team. Our next speaker has served in the Florida Senate, was Education Commissioner for Florida, was Florida Attorney General, and was Governor number 44 of Florida, elected in 2007. Back as governor, our next speaker supported, and remember, he wasn't on our team then, but he really was. He supported President Obama's American Rescue and Recovery Plan, which he called a godsend, and that saved 20,000 teachers' jobs in Florida. And I think most of us remember in 2009, when President Obama came to Florida to visit, and our next speaker gave a very special and poignant hug between President Obama and himself, and it was an image that traveled around the world. Back when parties could work together and there was really an across the aisle. So come again to 2016. Our next speaker ran for a congressional district, and this is amazing. I can't even believe this. For the first time from 1955 until 2016, a Democrat was elected to Congressional District 13. Amazing. So Congressman Crist is a member of the Congressional Equality Caucus. Since he was first elected to Congress, he received a 100% score from the Human Rights Campaign. He's vice chair of the Congressional Equality Caucus. And he has co-sponsored the following legislation. And bear with me because it's a bit of a list, okay? Amend the Code for Marriage Equality Act. Armed Forces Transgender Dependent Protection Act. The Do No Harm Act. The Equality Act. The John Lewis Every Child Deserves a Family Act. The Gay and Trans Panic Defense and Prohibition Act. The Global Respect Act. The GLOBE Act. The Juror Non-Discrimination Act, LGBTQ Equality Day, LGBTQIA Pride Month, National Honor Our LGBTQ Elders Day, Prohibition of Medical Funded Conversion Therapy Act, Safe Schools Improvement Act, which actually works to address bullying in our schools, and Transgender Day of Remembrance. So if you have the pleasure of stopping by Congressman Crist's office in DC, he will likely offer you some fresh Florida orange juice. He has a pink flamingo outside the front door. And he has this flag outside his door, okay? So there's no question from the halls of Congress where this congressman stands. Also, if you know Congressman Crist, as long as I've known him, he has a bracelet right like this that says, "Practice the golden rule." So it is my extreme pleasure to introduce our former governor and my Congressman, Charlie Crist.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Susan. Madam Chair, as I refer to her, Susan's an amazing woman, a dear friend, and it's truly an honor to be here with all of you tonight. Nadine, congratulations on your award. Val, my colleague in the United States House, it's great to see you in my hometown of St. Petersburg. I love you. You're next senator, by the way. There's a lot of really good things we can do in 22 in Florida. That's one of them. Another one is we can get rid of Governor Ron DeSantis. I want to thank each and every one of you, though, for your courage and your strength and your tenacity. And in talking about Nadine, in an incredible introduction, by the way, it was laid out that she's at a crossroads of three different places. And, you know, we are all different and we are all alike. I'm a grandson of a Greek immigrant. My grandfather, Adam Christodoulos, Sagapo, which means I love you in Greek. And I am the grandson of a Lebanese American, my grandmother, both on my father's side. And we're a melting pot, the United States of America. And we had a great president who was fond of saying, and correct in doing so, that we're not the red states of America. We are not the blue states of America. We are the United States of America. President Obama. And as I look around this room and I see all of you, like Nadine said, you give me hope, Al. Thank you for sponsoring tonight, and thank you for covering this issue and these issues so well. When we have a legislature and a governor that are pushing a bill to don't say gay, I mean, it's shocking. Where are we? It is so disturbing to me when we have a governor who signs legislation that says that trans kids can't participate in sports in Florida schools. Where are we? That's not our Florida. That's not your Florida. When we have a governor who almost 5 years to the day after the Pulse nightclub nightmare vetoed legislation and funding for the family members of the 49 angels who died that day, where are we? And that was passed in a bipartisan way. My friends, that does not represent Florida. That does not speak to the better angels among us. That is exactly what's wrong, and we're exactly about what's right. Honest to God. And he's here. And I don't mean to get religious on you, but I'm going to shoot you straight about how I feel, about what I believe is important from listening to you, from listening to Susan and Nadine and Val and so many of you. Alfredo, who's up here from Broward County, and I just got to have dinner with him last Thursday. We're getting around the state a lot. It's important because you deserve better, my friends. You don't deserve to have an administration that is hateful. You know, I've told friends, Val, that it's almost as though the governor goes to sleep every night thinking about what group can I tear down tomorrow? LGBTQ,
Women, take away their right to choose. Seniors, make it harder for them to vote by taking away and making it hard to do mail-in ballots. My 89-year-old father, my 87-year-old mother love to utilize mail-in balloting. I do too. No, we deserve better. You deserve better. I am running for governor because I love Florida, I love you, and it breaks my heart to see what this governor is doing to us. He is the divider in chief. I would like to be your uniting governor again. I would like you to have a governor again that has a heart, that cares about you every day. Because right now, my assessment, we have a governor who is more concerned about 2024. And what does that mean to us? He's more concerned about Iowa voters than he is about Florida people. And that's just a fact. He doesn't understand that to be a true public servant and serve with a servant's heart, that you're supposed to wake up every day thinking about you, not about yourself. And I know we can do it. I got a primary in August. I asked for your help. I'm running against two fine people. God willing, we'll get through that. And then it's about 8.5 months until we get to November the 8th. So hold on, my friends. That's not long. Imagine the morning of November 9th, and we have a Senator, Val Demings, and a Governor, Charlie Crist. God bless you and thank you.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT